Highlights and takeaways from my session. Okay, so I think there's so many, but I think a lot of it was based around grit and I suppose what drives someone. You know, we all have different ways of driving our performances, right? So for me, what drives that individual, their values, what's within them, and overcoming this thing that we call resilience. But resilience just isn't something that we're taught to do. I think resilience comes from our greatest strength being our vulnerability, and the more vulnerable we can be as businesses, as people, I think we have more access to strength. What made me want to be an athlete? So I've always, literally from age 12 years old, I remember watching the Olympics on TV and I remember going, that's what I want to do, I want to be an Olympic athlete. And I've always had that drive to want to be better, to want to do more. My parents went through a really early divorce when I was younger, and for me, I wanted to be more for my mom, that's the truth. And it sounds so, you know, wishy-washy, but it's true. I think as a young girl, I just saw the Olympics and saw that I could really potentially do well. And going through anorexia and then obviously finding sport just helped save me and get me, I suppose, back on track. The biggest challenge in my career, that's a really hard question because there's been a few. One that I struggle all the time is, and I think it's a really nice one for brands, is we are our own brand. Athletes, we become the brand. We are a character in our own right. But mine probably came from no choice because I lost my hair due to alopecia. And all of a sudden you're trying to understand who you are in a world where you put this clown suit on and you become, you know, a strong rugby player on the pitch. Away from that, I felt so vulnerable when I lost my hair. So there's been loads of challenges from injury and selection and swapping sports, but the hardest one that I probably deal with every day is my look of having alopecia and how it won't define me, but it does really affect me. Learnings that have come from alopecia, I think the biggest one is just accepting who I am. Like, when hair shouldn't define you, right? Money and medals shouldn't define an athlete and a human being, but they're driving forces to why we do something. But when you strip that all back, it's all about the values that someone would hold and what makes us want to be better and what makes us stay curious and more open and you know, to be a better person, right? Because that's what the world needs. So for me, it was about really accepting my authentic self, which is myself had a touchdown. Yeah, a message to my younger self is definitely about trust. We all go through life, don't we? We've got all these stumbles, and we have issues that go on, and we have things that we just have to deal with, and we're not always really equipped to deal with them. But the most successful people in the world have all fallen, have all failed, have all not made it at some point. And your biggest lessons is that as long as you know where your feet are and you can pick yourself back, you'll always bounce back. So for me, just trusting myself that I will always be okay no matter what happens. But it's pretty cool to be here because you're in front of people, you're in front of brands, you're around people. It's just really good to connect and collaborate, and you never know who you might bump into. So for me personally, just sharing stories and sharing what's next and sharing what's going on in the industry just gives you more insight. And we all know this, but power is knowledge, knowledge is power. Got it.